European leaders have released a joint statement condemning Donald Trump's threats to annex Greenland. Signed by the Danish Prime Minister and the leaders of France, Germany, Spain, the UK, Italy and Poland, the letter reiterates the island nation's sovereignty under Denmark, stating Greenland belongs to its people and only Denmark and Greenland can decide on matters concerning their relations. Security in the Arctic must be achieved collectively, in conjunction with NATO allies, including the United States, by upholding the principles of the UN Charter. NATO has made clear the Arctic region is a priority and European allies are stepping up. We and many other allies have increased our presence, activities and investments to keep the Arctic safe. Greenland's Prime Minister reinforced these points in a personal statement, warning no more pressure, no more insinuations, no more fantasies of annexation. We are open to dialogue, we are open to discussions, but this must happen through the proper channels and with respect for international law. Let's get more on this now by speaking live to Danish foreign correspondent Jesper Steinmetz. Jesper, thanks for your time on Sky News today. How much concern is there in Denmark about US intentions?
Huge concern, and primarily because Danes, both the Danish government and the Danish population and the Greenlandic population have no clue what the American president actually means when he says he needs Greenland. He hasn't spelled out what he wants that he's not able to do already, because the U.S. actually have wide opportunities within the agreement with Denmark and Greenland to basically step up their defense presence in Greenland if they wanted to. But apparently that's not what Donald Trump wants. But what is it? And that is what makes people frightened, actually.
Do you think the US security concerns are legitimate in any way?
Sure. And so do Denmark and Greenland. And that's why the response has been, well, let's work together on this, because if you think that we are not doing enough, let's do some more, but let's do it together. And I think it's important to remember that the reason why Denmark is not doing as much as the present U.S. government wants us to do is because previous U.S. administrations have actually minimized their presence and their concern for Greenland over the past decades. Back, like 50 years back, the U.S. had thousands of troops in Greenland, but the U.S. have actually closed military bases over the past couple of decades and withdrawn their own soldiers from Greenland because they also assessed that there was no reason to keep a strong military footprint in Greenland until Donald Trump became president. And then all of a sudden, the song has changed.
Yeah, yes, but this is obviously coming at a time of huge global uncertainty. And NATO and Europe need the US in concern to the Ukraine-Russia war. So against that backdrop, how confident is Denmark that European and NATO allies can resist US pressure?
Well, that's actually a really good question, Alex. And that's the essential question, because in that respect, Donald Trump has, the power to basically tell European and other allies, well, you want me to help you in Ukraine, but you don't want to help me when it comes to Greenland. So, you know what? I'm not ready to stay in Ukraine. I'm not able. I'm not ready to extend the U.S. presence in Ukraine, helping with intelligence and others. So in that respect, it is a very It's a very dangerous situation potentially for the European countries, and they may have signed this collective agreement today and statement supporting Denmark, But what happens in a month from now or 6 months from now if the US put pressure on Great Britain, France, Italy, or Germany and tell them, well, we will then make it harder for you to make business with the US if you stand by Denmark and if you resist us doing what we want to do in Greenland? It will be very interesting to see if they have that backbone if they are under that pressure at that time.
Yeah, it's an icy political climate. It's also very icy weather where you are, Jesper. We really appreciate you braving the elements to give us the latest there. Jesper Steinmetz speaking.